Hi everyone, it's Nicole for the Pretty Pink Posh blog hop, and this is showcasing one of the brand new dies for August 2014. This is the Stitched Duo 2, which comes with this great rectangle stitched frame and then another die with it that has those 6 stitched circle frames. So you can use them independently or you can use them together like I'm doing here to create a shaker card. I am securing the stitched rectangle frame to my cardstock using a little post-it tape. I want to make sure that I keep the dies exactly in place so they don't shift when going through my Sizzix Big Shot machine. And I just ran it back and forth to make sure I got a really good cut. You can keep those little circle pieces if you wanted to place them behind, or you can use them on another project. They're cute little dies. I'm actually going to just set mine aside for something else for this card. I'm going to pop out my piece here, and there is the front for my shaker card. Now I am going to need to die cut another piece for the background of my card, and for that I'm going to use just the stitched rectangle, and I'm going to die cut that from some smooth white cardstock. This is going to be the backing part of my shaker where I stamp my images, which for this particular card are these little ducks from a Simon Says stamp set. To make sure I get those stamped exactly where I want them, I'm going to go ahead and just take a pencil and lightly trace my circles. This is going to ensure that I keep my stamps where they need to be so that they line up when I put my shaker card together. I'll take that cute little duck and I'm going to stamp him 3 times along the top 3 circles of my card and in different positions, and then I'll color him in with some Copic markers. Just kind of playing around with my stamp set, seeing if there was anything else that I liked a little bit better or that I wanted to do differently, and I settled on that. I'll stamp my duck. Couldn't figure out exactly where I wanted to place him. And it looks a little silly when you get started here, but once the card is all put together, I think it's really cute. I'm going to go ahead and erase any of those pencil lines now. I don't want any of those to accidentally show through the shaker. And then I'll color all of these in with some Copic markers, and I'm going to speed through the coloring pretty quickly. Coloring in the cute little cheeks with a little R20, and then I'm using YR65 for the duck bill there. Going to make it orange. This is a pretty light orange color. Then I'll go back in with some YR68 to darken it up just a little bit. And I ended up even taking a little R35, which is very red, but it helped darken up just a little bit of the duck bill, and then I went back with my lightest color to smooth that out. Now for the duck itself, I'm using Y21. I'm going to color all over the ducks and then use a little Y19 to darken here and there. Go back again, or before I do that, I guess I'll go in with a little YR23. The YR signifies it's a yellow red. And then I'll go back with Y21, smooth any of that out a little bit, and I will do the same thing for the other 2 ducks. Now once I have all of the ducks colored, I am going to take a little BG0000 and go around each of them. This is just a really pretty, it's called snow green, and it's really light and very faint, but it just adds a nice little outline to the ducks, especially once I get that shaker put in place. I need one more element to put my shaker together, and that is a clear covering for those cutouts. The windows there that I have in the front of my shaker card, and this is a transparency sheet that I purchased from Studio Calico. It comes in a package. They have it in a couple of different sizes. These are the 6x6 sheets. I like these because they are already cut down and easy to put through my Big Shot machine. One thing you want to remember with transparencies, almost of any kind, is they do have that protective covering. You may have seen me just pull off there, and it's on both sides. So you want to make sure and pull that off. It does help protect from fingerprints, so make sure you do that once you're ready to put your project together, because the protective covering does help you keep from smudging it. Now, I used a pretty strong adhesive on the back of my die cut window, which is the Glue Glider Pro, to attach the front die cut piece to the transparency. Then I'm going to take a little foam adhesive. This is the foam adhesive I use for everything. This is from Scotch, and I am going to cut it down. It's really easy to cut and make exactly how you need it to make it. So I'm going to actually do 2 layers. I want the shaker to be deep enough that the sequins have somewhere to kind of move around. So I'm going to continue doing this on all 4 sides. You want to make sure that when you're doing a shaker like this and not just doing something where you're adding dimension with the foam adhesive, that the foam butts up next to each other and creates a really good seal, so none of the stuff that you put inside the shaker escapes when you shake the card. So I'm really trying to be careful here, measuring it and getting it just the right size so that it fits nicely together and creates a really great secure area for those sequins. For the background of my card, I created a card base from some Simon Says Stamp Sea Glass cardstock, and I'm using this awesome stencil from Simon Says Stamp and some tumbled glass distress ink to create a kind of raindrop looking background. I thought that would be fun with the rubber ducky kind of bath time theme of my card. And then I decided I needed a few more elements that I wanted to tuck around my finished shaker. These are some chevron clouds from Simon Says Stamp that I die cut from some white cardstock. The chevron design, it die cuts or embosses, it die cuts the cloud and kind of creates an embossed chevron image in the clouds, which is really fun. So I'm going to cut a few of those to use on my card, as well as cut the word sunshine from another Simon Says Stamp die collection. And then I will stamp the remaining greeting along the bottom edge of my shaker. So once I have all of these die pieces, I need to die cut some water. And Pretty Pink Posh has this great border set from their last die release. And instead of using it with the scallop kind of on top with the stitched design, I'm going to flip it upside down and use it as water. So I have die cut a couple of layers using that stitched rectangle die, and then I took the scalloped die and cut several layers from it. So you see those here. It's just a great way to make sure that these pieces line up exactly with the background. That's why I like to die cut them from the base piece first, which in this case is the stitched rectangle, and then go back with the border and die cut the rectangle into the smaller pieces. So I'm simply layering all of these here, and you can see it'll give a cute little water look behind those windows. I'm going to take a little black ink. I covered up the part of the greeting I didn't want to stamp with a post-it note, inked up my stamp, then removed the post-it and stamped that along the bottom of my shaker. That's an easy way. You don't have to cut your stamps apart. It just masks off very easily the part you do not want to ink up. Makes it fun to customize a greeting to work with whatever card you're trying to make. These are some Pretty Pink Posh sequins, which I got a few too many here, but I just did an assortment of several blues inside my shaker card, removed the backing off of the foam adhesive, and then popped that back piece in place. Now I die cut the inside circle piece from this Stitched Duo 2 die, again from some yellow cardstock, and I used one of those stitched circles for the sunshine popped behind those clouds there. I thought it made the perfect little sunshine accent, and I like that it coordinates so well with the rest of the design. Again, I'm going to use a nice strong adhesive like this Glue Glider Pro to attach my shaker to the front of my card. I don't want it going anywhere. And then I will add my die cut word sunshine and another cloud there to the left, and my card is finished. I hope you've enjoyed this video showcasing the Pretty Pink Posh Stitched Duo 2 die. The supplies I've used are listed and linked below the video on YouTube. Thanks for watching.